Hey, how you doing? Austin here. This is an update video on NIO. In this video, we're going to be talking about why the stock has been rising dramatically and what has been going on overall with it, what I see for the long-term prospects of this stock, and what I think the price will be, the 12-month price. I'll tell you right now, I think this is a $60+ stock inside of 12 months. On this one, the analysts and I agree. I am very bullish on the stock, and I own this stock. I am a major stockholder in NIO, Xpeng, Tesla, CCIV, overall EV space. I am very bullish on everything kind of EV long term. We will have some pullbacks in EV. We all know that's going to happen. But in this video, we're going to talk about NIO and what's going on with them lately. I'm going to give you some latest news on them as well as looking at the chart really quick. So that's what we're going to be covering. If that's of interest to you, stick around. I got some good stuff for you. This video is for entertainment purposes only. And as always, do two things. If you like this video and you like my channel, like my style, subscribe, become part of the community. I'm building community here. I'm a 30+ year investor. I have one goal in mind, that is to help you make more money in the stock market by bringing you videos like this that are breaking news having to do with your favorite stocks, as well as I have a series of videos where I bring you momentum, trending stocks that you can grab on the momentum and trend with the stock and make money along as that stock continues to go through the ceiling. I've got those videos here. In fact, I'll link to one of them at the end of this video if you want to check that out. And please drop a like on the video if you get value out of it. I would greatly appreciate it. It actually genuinely helps me out, helps the channel, helps me to help more people, all that kind of stuff. So give me a thumbs up if you would. All right, let's do it. Let's go take a look at what's going on with NIO. Here we go. You're going to like this. So you can see that the stock is down a little bit. We had a nice day yesterday and everything was doing okay. But you can see that overall the stock's trending down a little bit, and the overall 1 month shows that we're trending back up. I like to look at 6 months because you can see really get a good view. In the last 6 months, from April 15th to April 26th, the stock rose 19%, and we're trending down just a smidge right now. A smidge, use that in a sentence today, freak somebody out. But you can see I love looking at 6 month charts because it gives you a really good view of kind of what your resistance levels are. So we're sitting at that 35, seems to be, yeah, that $35 seems to be our resistance level on the downside. We've bounced back up from that nicely. I think our next resistance level is about that $45 range. If we can get above that $45 range, I think we're off and running. Again, I think this is about a $60 stock inside of 12 months, and from there, I think 2 years out, this could be $120 plus stock. I absolutely firmly believe in these guys long term. They are absolutely going to be one of the winners. They already are, but they're going to be one of the long-term winners globally in the EV space. As you guys know, they're one of the preeminent players in China. They're moving into Europe, and there is discussion about them coming to the United States, although I don't think any hard dates are confirmed for that. That's going to happen. So what I want to do now is real quickly transition and look at a few pieces of news, and then we'll wrap up with what the analysts think the stock's going to be. I've already let you see a little bit of that. So the reason that the stock has really been on fire as of recent is number one, we picked up a new buy rating that's set with a price target. However you feel about the analysts, like them, hate them, love them, whatever your feelings are. By picking up buy ratings, we do get visibility, we do get news coverage, and usually we do get some bumps up in the stock. So that's number one. Number two, I talked about this last week. There was some pretty major blocks of NIO stock bought. In fact, there was a 1.2 million share block, and I believe it was this firm, Munich Ergo Asset Management, manages investments for reinsurance giant Munich Re, bought more shares of NIO stock in the first quarter. That vote of confidence may be lifting the stock as well. I believe that they're the ones who bought that $48 million plus single block. I think that happened on Friday. Yeah, I think that's what happened with them. But so, but here's the thing: the stock is really, as we all know, who follow the stock, we were really oversold. We had a major market correction as it relates to EV. We had about a 3 month down period. You can see it in the chart. We had about a 3 month down period here, which was effectively a correction, a pullback. Usually these corrections happen. It takes about 3 months. You kind of have that downward ride, and it sucks. I mean, as a stockholder, it sucks because you're writing it down. But now we're coming out of that correction, and I think we're heading in the right direction. But usually my point to you is that those corrections usually are about a 3 month time frame. Okay, so those are some reasons that the stock has been rising as of late. And real quickly, let's talk real quickly about this piece of news about how NIO is cementing its position in the EV space, okay? So really, I want to talk about a few key things. Number one, outperformance in Q4 has instilled confidence that revenue is on track to grow. Now, that's already been built into the price of the stock. We know this. And they're forecasted to grow 124% in 2021. We know that NIO has a unique energy solution, including their battery as a service and battery swap, giving an edge over peers. I've talked about this at length in previous videos. I think this is a key differentiator. It is a competitive differentiator, guys, and it makes NIO stand out from their competitors. Okay, we're going to talk more about that here in a minute. Also, this is kind of new information. Extension of the NEV subsidy in China to 2022 favors NIO's models. We're going to talk about that here in a minute. And again, the healthy EV industry, the EV industry is going to continue to grow and grow and grow. We're going to put some more meat around that bone here as well. Okay, so NIO is one of the stocks that reversed after the Chinese New Year from the peak of 62 to 41. Excuse me. That was a 40% decline. We know that happened. Look, but really nothing changed with the company, right? They hit their numbers, things like that. So it was nothing having to do with the company. Is my point, right? It was that EV money moving out of the overall EV space, money moving out of high growth, especially high growth EV, moving into more traditional investments, things like that. We had bond yields going up a little bit, things like that. Okay, so. Looking at kind of fiscal year, NIO had a fiscal year earnings beat. Their top line, they're again, we know these, but I just want to touch on these because we're getting ready to start seeing some additional earnings come out. Top line revenue growth, of 172%, bottom line growing 30%. Another positive sign is the improvement in gross profit margin. So their GPM is definitely improving. Operating expense ratio narrowing to 31.2. That's good. Outperformance in Q4 instills confidence that revenue is on track to grow by a forecasted 124% in 2021. Okay, so we know all of these given things, and we're kind of getting ready to look forward into 2021 as we continue to see earnings coming out. Okay, so this really now we're talking about is shifting to their battery as a service, and really what I really believe and what's coming down with the battery of the service is a couple of things. Number one, it reduces the cost of the car, right? So, and I've mentioned this in previous videos. By anywhere from $10,000 to $20,000, depending on how much model you're buying. Well, what does that really do? That means that the price of the car is cheaper, and they have a much higher adoption rate, meaning physical buyers buy more cars from them because their cars are cheaper because the battery is not included in the cost. So if you're someone like, especially in China, is looking to make buying maybe versus an Xpeng or a NIO, you're going to look at cost going, well, this one's $20,000 cheaper US dollars. Etc. So that's number one. Number two, the battery as a service creates because what they really do is they sell them a subscription. So they're now on a monthly subscription, or however they do it, monthly, quarterly, however they may do it. But people are now on a monthly subscription basis for their batteries. Guess what? That's another revenue stream for NIO. I like that. And because it's a lower monthly amount, most of the people out there buying these are cool with a lower dollar amount for that low recurring monthly for the battery. They're okay with that. Okay. Plus, they're saving the $10,000 to $20,000 on the front side without having to buy the battery. Okay. But here's some interesting thing. Here's another interesting thing with this battery swapping model in place. NIO is able to, and I hadn't really thought about this, NIO is able to retrieve data points on battery performance and user preferences, which are critical in the long run. I had not thought about that, okay? Thirdly, it distinguishes NIO from its fiercest competitor, Tesla, in the luxury EV market. I agree with that, okay? So it just is. These are key differentiators. And again, we talked about you already talked about the revenue stream from the battery as a service, but we also have NIO House and NIO Power and other solutions, okay? These are all things. All right, now let's talk about the NEV subsidy, the new energy vehicle subsidy. This is in China. It was set to expire in, I believe, 2020, but they've pushed it out. This was a subsidy that the Chinese government gives to people who buy EV cars. And so what you need to know is that that's been extended, which is going to ultimately help who? NIO, Xpeng, etc., because of the subsidy coming into play, okay? Look, here China we know is one of the world's largest EV manufacturers, especially with this subsidy coming into play. That's going to continue just to proliferate. And I didn't know this right here. Look at according to the China Society of Automotive Engineers, sales of EV are expected to grow by 4x to 20% of overall new car sales by 2025. That beats the United States. The United States is expecting out of every 100 cars sold to be 10%. Okay, so China is looking at 20% by 2025, and then 50% of all cars by 2035 will be EV cars. NIO will benefit from that dramatically, right? And also the commitment by the president of China to might potentially accelerate that growth as well. Okay, so there are some risks. We know that there's some of the risk associated with EV. Number one, semiconductors. There's a temporary suspension of production in March that we had, but again, it may happen again. And NIO's already come out and said that Q3 and maybe Q4 will be impacted, and I think that's already been built into the price of the stock. So just as an FYI. Okay, so I think that's really all I wanted to cover. Let's wrap up with a few final thoughts. Actually, I apologize. I almost jumped out. Okay, the analysts and I agree in this scenario. There are 10 analysts rating with 7 buys, 3 holds. Their target price is $60.84. That's exactly in line with mine. That represents a 44% upside. I like that. That's a 1-year price target. So now let's wrap up with a few final thoughts. So I really don't have a lot to say in summation. I hope you enjoyed this video. I enjoy making these videos for you. My goal is real simple, is to help you make more money in the stock market. That's what I care about. So if you haven't already done so, subscribe to the channel, drop a like. I would greatly appreciate it. I'll keep you updated on NIO as everything continues to evolve and as we go along. See you in the next video. Take it easy. Go make some money. Bye.